That's a fair point.
Hope you enjoyed our recorded pregame. Now the next hour is going to be Corey talking about his disc golf tournament. At 5 p.m. we'll finally start playing.
Jar Jar.
All right. So last time we played, you guys finished up the battle with the erasers, and you found out through interrogation techniques that you needed to go talk to. Thanks, computer. Glad you could do that for me. Why have you done this? That's annoying. Okay. That you needed to talk to Hubert Arkwright in the Shipping Guild through Vendy's connections at City Hall. You guys were able to confront Arkwright at his home instead of having to fart around and find him elsewhere. I just closed roll 20. So you guys interrogated Arkwright, found out that there's a shipment going out in 3 days, and you guys needed to decide what you were going to do for those 3 days and how you were going to go with this shipment, whether you were going to be in the crates in part, or if you were going to be the hired party from the Venturing Guild that is a required escort for the wagon, the shipment. And that's pretty much where we left off. You guys don't know where the wagons go because no one knows really that part. That's a separate thing. You know that the basically shipping information has been falsified so that it appears that nothing has been removed from the wagon by the time it gets to its destination, though you guys know that the people who were on the wagon have been taken off.
Weren't we going to stuff what's his nuts into a barrel?
No, you wanted to stuff what's his nuts into a barrel.
I stand by that plan.
Yeah, I would like to mention the solution for human trafficking should never be more human trafficking.
What if we're trafficking the traffickers to the jail?
That isn't trafficking.
I don't know. What do we feel was the appropriate plan? Because we sent Mishan off to go recover. If I remember correctly, we had some conversation about her wanting to be involved with this.
So, to help your guys' memories, you had a discussion with Mishan. Mishan was willing to continue working with you guys on this, but that was before confronting and speaking with Arkwright. So if there was something you guys wanted to do with Mishan going forward that had not yet been discussed by the party or with Mishan.
I don't think there was anything.
I have nothing on the to-do list other than climbing barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, hold on. Before we do that, I would like to write a note saying, do not read unless I have not returned in 5 weeks, and put down today's date. And I'll just say, if you're reading this, it means that I am dead. Should that happen, know that Arkwright was instrumental for the loss of Winter's Haven citizens due to the fact that they were considered marked. These were citizens under the protection of the city, and please prosecute Arkwright to the fullest extent of the law. We cannot have one group of citizens believe that another group is above or below them. I'll assign it to vendor for Shad. I'm not really sure what my role in the government is, but there is one. Trust me on this. There is definitely a role.
Yeah, I think I gave it a name last time, but that was several weeks ago, so I've forgotten.
Assistant to the steward.
Assistant to the
Yep.
steward.
Assistant steward.
So
To the steward.
Pippin, or was it Mary? I don't remember which.
Pippin.
And then I fire a gun in the office.
It's Billy Boyd.
So where are you leaving this letter?
In my
to someone?
bureau.
In the breeze home?
Yep.
Okay.
Or your office?
Yep. So I'm imagining that if Eric sees this, Eric hopefully can take instructions and not read it before he was told.
Sure. That's actually an interesting note. Xanalor, do you call on Eric, or do you leave a letter for him for instructions for house sitting the breeze home?
Nope.
Nothing. Neither.
Nope.
Just disappear. Okay.
Yep.
That actually seems very on brand. Okay. And then as far as Mishan / Stockyard Adventuring Guild, is there anything you want to do with that as far as like asking her to go with, speaking with Master Tensho regarding your absence, everything like that?
I feel like that would have all been done in the interim.
Right.
know,
Yeah.
that-
Right now I'm giving you a stage, a platform for what we're gonna do that. I'm not trying to just like 3 days later.
No, I don't have anything off the top of my head, honestly. So,
Okay. Was there? So okay. I guess. Do you? I'm not trying to like force you, obviously, but just asking. Do you say anything about what you are doing to Master Tensho, or do you just say like, "Hey, I'm going to be gone"?
I feel like I would have clued him into what's going on, the plan, and if things go sideways, to most definitely keep his ear to the ground and send help.
Okay. All right. Is there anything during the 3 days that you guys wanted to do?
The night before we go, I want to cast Contagion.
Okay.
That last 7 days. And I don't want to use the spell slot.
What, pray tell, does that do?
It makes my touch inflict disease.
Diseases. Interesting. I'm going to look at that really quick just so I know what we're talking about. I don't know how I managed to do zeros as both O's, but somehow my fingers did that.
Yep.
Who knows?
And I want it to be which kind of sick? Slimy Doom.
No, that's interesting.
And then after I do that, I'll put gloves on.
Interesting. What kind of gloves?
Leather.
Black
Black
leather, I'm
leather.
guessing. Yeah.
Nah, they're bright red.
Crimson leather. Okay, what about
It's
you,
a
Bendy?
dinosaur pattern. Other than the letter, just doing day-to-day operations with the city hall, trying to get as caught up on work as I can before I take a 5-week unexplained vacation.
Okay.
And so it's 3 days?
3 days from when you talked to Arkwright until the shipment leaves, yes.
Is the metal man still at the college?
Yes.
I'll go check that out and see if they've made any progress.
Okay. I need to hang on. I have something for this. I need to pull out my notes.
Okay.
So you're going to the college to speak with Varen,
Yes.
who has been working in part on the Metal Man.
Okay, that's where I left that off.
Wow, dude, my computer is exceptionally booty. So I opened up a journal entry because I keep my notes in journals in Roll20. I opened up a journal entry and I clicked the button to turn it into a Firefox window rather than leave it as a pop-up in Roll20, so I can move it off and put it on my laptop screen instead of my TV screen.
Okay.
And after a while, I only got half of the thing. I made it full screen and half of it was gone.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, so you get to the college, and Varen is there. You meet him in his office, and that's where he's at. He says, "Zanilo, it's I feel like it's been a while. What can I do for you?"
Yes, it's been some time. I was wondering if you've made any progress on our metal friend.
It's interesting that you should ask. What was the last thing we spoke on about the Metal Man?
Just that you thought he might have been from Eberron.
Take it
Okay.
off.
During the cataclysm.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So along those lines, I have spoken with several representatives from formerly of Eberron, and discovered that there is some connection between your Metal Man and these Kyber crystals or Kyber shards that were used to power the airships. If you'll remember, those Kyber shards in Eberron were charged by trapping the souls of elementals from various elemental planes, not unlike what we had discovered in the bowels of the college. Again, if you'll remember, there was quite a outcry when that information was made public, because in an attempt to be more transparent as the college, as the sort of the representatives of the magic society in the Eberron coast, we wanted to be a little bit more transparent, and also the information coming, in Eberron, that was not a problem. We obviously have our own biases here. But so there is some connection between the Kyber shards and the Metal Man, and I believe that the Metal Man actually is a member of a race known as the Warforged, from what I can discern from texts given to me by people formerly of Eberron.
And the only way that you know to power it is those shards powered by elemental cells.
I'm not going to lie to you, Zanilo. I've been experimenting with that as well.
Interesting.
The allure of airships is far too great to just leave these Kyber shards unpowered. You have to admit, I mean, the ability to travel vast distances in relative safety, other than airborne creatures, which are far fewer in number, with a full a ship full of goods, of people, of it's the possibilities are the benefits are too large to pass up the experimentation of these kyber shards. Now, I will say I have not done anything as far as tethering them to anything that belongs to an elemental plane. That we are leaving that brand of magic behind. It's a thing of the past here in the Eberron coast. However, I do believe there could be a connection between the ley line beneath the college and charging these crystals. Now, experimentation has been slow. It has been conservative. And I'm not really looking to rush anything. But I did want to tell you that I believe there could be a connection there. But understandably, we are being very cautious because you saw what happened when that ley line was disturbed.
Right.
So as being a member of the party that was there, you and I both can appreciate the need for discretion and caution and a very calculated approach.
Certainly, certainly. And do you mind if I see this Warforged?
Of course, yes, yeah. Let's we'll head down to the my research laboratory, and so he stands up from his desk. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't, would you like? Do you need anything like a water, tea, anything? Brandy? What? I don't care what time it is." This office for very good reason has no windows.
No, I think I'm all right.
All right, shall we away? And he opens the door into the hall, locks it behind you, and leads you through the college. And again, you'll remember like walking through the college without being escorted by anyone is a rather ambitious endeavor, because the hallways, almost like Hogwarts, seem to shift in a way where like you took a left last time, but if you take a left again, like, why am I in a bathroom suddenly? Like this was a hallway last week. So Varen, he leads you down to his research laboratory, which, if you'll remember, it was kind of part research laboratory, part lecture hall in a way. Like there's a sort of theater to it. Like it's a depressed room with seats, benches, really kind of in a ring, and then his table where the Warforged has been. Looks like he's in the same position as you left him. As you guys walk into the room, Varen starts going over to a couple of the desks that are against the far wall on the other side of the theater from the Metal Man. He starts pulling some texts, flipping through, and he starts kind of apparently these Warforged were a sentient race of beings in Eberron. How this one came to be here in the Sword Coast, and alone and unpowered, those are questions that I believe, unfortunately, have no answer. I will say that his, for lack of a better word, carapace, is rather impenetrable. There's no seams or anything like that, other than where the shard can be accessed. But there also appears to be no sort of like attachment points for anything to it. So how the power actually gets from the shard into the Metal Man, these are, again, more questions that I don't have answers to, and I've been pondering them extensively.
Curious.
Yes, but it's so from what I can tell, they're a sentient race. They're rather modular in nature. They can, based on the needs of their people or the people around them, they can sort of, like some of them have just one arm is a shield. They can sort of like meld themselves into items. Again, the potential there is great. If there was more than just this one, and if it was something that was consented to, if it is in fact a sentient being, you could essentially plug it into an assembly line and have it be a living manufacturing unit, something of the like. Again, it's miles away, as we still haven't figured out a way to power the thing. But
And the power research, are you attempting to attach this to anything, or have you brought this down to the power source?
I have not. I am that's late stage experimentation. As of right now, we're using small pieces of kyber shard, like shards of shards, to see if there's a way to and how proximity, the methodology behind getting energy from the ley line into the shard, starting very small, as far from the actual ley line itself as we can, so like inching forward, kind of things like that.
Are there any shards up here?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Not good. 3.
You don't see any out, and Varen, he says he looks at you, says, unfortunately, right now, because we don't want people just attaching them to elementals to power them for whatever reason, and because I am keeping very tight parameters on the experimentation regarding the ley lines. There are very few currently, and I have them all kept safe. I'm assuming you're asking because you'd like to have one.
I thought it might be interesting to just try a couple things while I'm here.
And you'll stay away from the ley lines, right? I promise you, I'll give you the boons of that research when we get it.
I don't need to go down there.
Okay. He like kind of waves a hand over like the clasp of like a satchel he carries, which like you assume, being what he is probably full of like spell components. And you see him fish around in there a little bit, and he pulls out a crystal probably about like the size of like your 3 fingers, in like kind of a diamond shape, but like more spindly, so it's like a little bit longer than it is wide, and pointy on both ends.
May I?
Of course, yes. It is a that's probably like I would call it a medium large shard. They come a little bit bigger than that and much smaller, which is what I'm experimenting with currently. But I've got some of each, so I think you could have this one. If you could somehow manage not to destroy it, that way if it doesn't work, I can have it back. That would be appreciated. But otherwise, yes, it's yours. Please, though, whatever you do try, let me know. We can compare notes. We're in this together with this Warforged.
Right. Well, I believe you're a busy man. You have other things to attend to while I see what I can figure out.
I do seem that I have acquired more hats every day since the Arcanicalism, but so yes, the ledger is rather full. If you had any more questions, we can continue. I've always got time to talk about this.
Yes.
Research path is quite interesting. It's probably the most interesting thing I'm working on right now.
If you have nothing else that you've discovered worth sharing, they have taken enough of your time.
Yeah, nothing. Fire and electricity, like shock lightning spells, like don't appear to have any effect on the crystal, whether a damaging effect or a charging effect.
Yes.
I don't remember if we spoke on that. I feel like I mentioned something about the electricity before.
We did test electricity once.
Right, yes. But other than that, no, I haven't really been able to find anything. Outside of those like primal elemental forces, is not a lot of options. So it was more seeking to understand understand better the connection, like why elementals, what is it about them that powers the shards, there's things like that. And
All right.
again, one of those things I have a million questions and hardly an answer.
Right. Sure. And I just turned away from him. I start kind of like poking around the metal man,
Sure. Okay.
expecting him to leave.
Yeah. He starts to head up the, obviously like not the most gregarious man himself. He heads up the theater. He stops at the door. He says, "Zanalo, do be careful. Take care of yourself."
And you as well.
And he leaves.
What I would like to do when I feel like I'm alone
Mhm.
is cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. So I imagine that you give it a couple minutes, wait for the sounds of Varen's footprints to recede,
Yes.
and then give it another minute to make sure you hear no more footsteps coming.
Yep.
And you cast Speak with Dead on the Warforged. Let me look at something really quick. Okay. Yeah, let me go back to the Arcanicalism really quick and see if there's anything that I wrote about him at all, just to make sure.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you cast Speak with Dead, and you don't really see much of a change on the Warforged. Like you were expecting, well, it's easy with people because like you see like the air go into, the reanimated, like, but like really there's no need for that with the Warforged.
Mhm.
But you do, after a moment, you hear a very quiet, like whirring noise, almost like well-oiled gears spinning very quickly, like a clock on speed, but an expertly crafted clock.
Wow, I guess that did work. Can you be brought back to life?
Let me look something else up really quick, just to make sure I'm not giving you crap information. So the question is, can you be brought back to life? Okay. So, you see like a small bit of light from like the mask like face, right? Like I kind of think of it like almost like Iron Man's face, right? So you see like a small bit of light inside as the whirring continues, and you hear I'm not sure. It doesn't sound impossible.
Do you know, other than elemental souls, do you know a way to power a Kyber shard like this?
There's a bit of a pause. You hear a couple like clicks almost, which you're not having been around like advanced machinery like this before. You're not really sure. Like the whirring continues, but there's a couple like sounds going on in there, and he says, Kyber shards are charge. Warforged are Kyber shards.
How do you turn yourself on? How can I turn you on?
You get no answer. You hear a couple of those clicks again, and the mouth light doesn't activate. How many questions do you get?
5. I think that's 3, 4.
Yeah, that was 3.
Well, it's 5 gold to see it, 10 gold to touch it.
Who did you serve?
The mouth light lights up again, and it says, I protect the temple.
I'm just gonna end the spell.
Okay. You hear the whirring noise slowly just kind of like wind down. And that's that.
All right. Now, I'm going to cast Dance Macabre.
The fuck? What has your patron bestowed upon you?
Wait, no.
That's a spell or a feature?
That is a spell.
Did I spell macabre wrong?
It's dance with an S. I accidentally clicked a button that I didn't mean to click.
Oh, maybe that's why. Dance. Oh, I spelled macabre correctly. Oh. Okay. So, explain to me how this looks.
I kind of like hold my hands together, and then like this kind of like darkness starts kind of crackling out as I spread my hands. It's like spreading dark energy, and then it just kind of like snakes its way into him.
Okay.
And then whatever you say happens.
Okay. So you see, and remind you're like, some of your stuff is like kind of like ectoplasmic in nature,
Yeah.
right? And it kind of has that same sort of
that weird like smoky plasmic.
Yeah.
vibe.
And so to kind of like better describe the Metal Man, it's not like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
It's more akin to a rudimentary General Grievous.
Okay.
So like where there would be like muscles, there are like sort of bundles of metallic cable. And so you see this ectoplasmic smoke kind of seep into the cables, and you see like the spell energy, you see it like dissipate, and then you see it spread through the body of the metal man. But you don't hear anything happen. As in based on your understanding of this ability that you're using, you would have expected maybe like the whirring to start up again, maybe a mouth or eye lights. That'd be cool.
Sure.
But at least some movement.
Yeah.
But you see one. Make a perception check for me with.
It's a 10.
Yeah, a 10. Okay. And then what's your investigation bonus?
My investigation is +0.
Okay. That's so. What you do notice while you're doing that, so the ectoplasmic smoke energy, it goes into like these bundled cables in different places, and you see it spread around the body. But the small window where the light from the Kyber shard would be, or the at least what you're seeing is like a viewing window for the Kyber shard. The spell energy doesn't touch that. It like disperses like to it and around it.
Sure.
But not into the Kyber shard itself. Like it almost like the shard like doesn't absorb that type of energy.
Okay.
That's the impression you get, at least from what you saw.
I'm gonna command it to stand.
Okay. So as you do that, again, in your mind, you're expecting some of that whirring noise to kind of kick up again, as you think it has something to do with the movements, or at least the machinations of what makes this warforged tick, so to speak. But it does not appear that your spell has taken hold. Make an insight check for me.
15.
Okay, so you discern, based on what you saw, heard, expected, that whether it extends to all machine life or not, at least in this case, because the Kyber shard is inactive, inert, so is the Warforged.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I have learned enough for now, and I will make my way back.
Okay. Are you going to leave any research notes for Varen?
What would I say?
That's a really cool spell, though, by the way.
Yeah. There's gonna be a thing with it, but yeah, I'll just leave a note. Just didn't make the progress I'd hoped to make. I'll be back.
Okay. Alrighty. Is there anything else that you wanted to do with your 3 days' time?
That's it for me, other than the contagion spell the night before.
Okay. Stock, did you think of anything you wanted to take care of during this time?
Nope. Just, getting Quino's squared away, not fucking, what's his nuts? Tencho. Squared away. Yep. Seeing if, Miss Sharon wanted to tag along or not, leaving it at her discretion.
Okay, so you meet up with Mishan in her, like in the sort of the crew quarters, one of the bunks in the tavern inn that you purchased, and so you ask her, if she wants to come with, and So you know already like what you're doing, you just not where you're going.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
I think if it's all the same to you, boss, I think I'll just stick around here and continue work with the guild. I don't see how much I can bring to the table on something like this.
Alrighty then, sounds good to me. Just wanted to make sure if you wanted more vengeance, you were given the opportunity.
Well, the only thing I can hope for is more of those assholes come after me when I'm with a bunch of guild members, and I get an opportunity to extract a blood price.
Well, if we see any, we'll send them your way. How about that? If we don't kill them all.
No, don't send anyone my way ever again.
Alrighty, have fun. Bye forever.
Vendi, did you happen to come up with anything?
No. At least nothing I think we need to narrate out. It was literally just making sure that he wouldn't be needed in the next little while for City Hall needs.
Sure. Yeah. So, basically, like you've left instructions with various council members who, like, you are sort of like the sum of their parts as far as like your responsibilities go. Like, so you just kind of redelegated those tasks out.
Yeah.
You left instructions. You did a little bit extra work the last couple of days so that there would be fewer things that needed taken care of, at least on the front end of while you're gone. That way, like, whoever is covering for you in various facets, they're not loaded with all of the work right away. They kind of get to not get trial by fired.
I also collected all of the interns and tell them that what our town needs is a Winter's Haven, and I'm sorry, what were the two city names that we merged together again?
They were Neverwinter and
Fairhaven?
Fairhaven, yes, thank you.
Yeah, is that we need a Neverwinter Fairhaven unity concert to really get people to jive with the idea of Winter's Haven.
Oh, jeez.
And to go get every musical group to build support for our new town merger.
All right, Leslie. I mean, Vendi. Okay. So they get started on that. You assume that given the sort of scope of what you're trying to put together, that it'll probably wind up getting organized and happen while you're gone, but you at least put the wheels in motion.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys at the end of the third day, because you remember that Arkwright basically said like that like at the end of the third day is when the shipment would be leaving. You guys show up and he goes, okay, you're here. Do I need to tell these other adventurers, like, are you going in the crates or are you escorting? Like, I have representatives here on hold, but if you guys are escorting the shipment, then I can dismiss them.
You're
What
going
are you
in a
doing?
crate.
No, he looks at Vendi, like, kind of pleadingly.
He keeps on making his joke. No one's laughed at it the last 40 times he says it. Just humor him and
Get
leave
in the
quickly.
crate.
So have you decided how you are
Yeah,
endeavoring?
in the crates.
In the barrels.
Okay. I have in advance for your Master Kino, right? That's
Why?
I'm just making sure I have your name right. I'm trying to address you with respect, sir.
You and I are gonna share a crate.
I was able to procure a larger crate so that you would fit. I don't think that we both will. So if you've brought a friend, they may have to ride separately.
So what you're saying is I should go contact somebody I know to bring us a bigger crate so we can ride together.
You do realize he's going to push your buttons as long as you keep on revealing them.
Yes. So he leads you over to the wagon. He shows you the crates. He shows you like the marking. It's very discreet. Like it's a very small marking. If you didn't know what you were looking for, it would literally look like someone had like banged something into the crate. Like it looks like mostly normal crate damage, but like it happens to be in like kind of a pattern.
What does this marking look like?
It looks a little bit like someone took like a star-shaped punch and like hit the crate in one corner, or it's like on like one thing of the barrel. Like it's not like all over. It's not deep, but it like I said, it looks like someone had like taken like a punch and just kind of like
How
to
many
give it a little mark.
points?
8.
12.
16?
Roll a D100.
It is 8.
Okay. Do any of the other crates here, other than the empty ones that we are supposed to be getting into, have these symbols on them?
No. So there are 5 in total on the cart. I believe I gave you that. There was supposed to be a shipment of 5 on this cart. There are 5 marked crates after you've been shown the crates that you're getting into and discovered the marking. There are 5 on this crate. 3 of them will be filled. 2 of them will be empty.
Okay.
I want to ensure those other 2 are sealed before we ever get into our crates.
So
And weighted
they are
appropriately.
what do you mean?
Well, the weight of an empty crate versus the weight of a crate with a person in it is kind of noticeable.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So when you guys get to your crates, you see that there are like some goods in there. They're usually like soft goods, like textiles. Basically, like what you can intuit from looking at these crates is like they're marked to go all the way to their hub city. Like the way that it's made up is like the weight has been falsified on the shipping document. The crates have been marked for whoever is taking people out of them to know which crates to take people out of. And then the crates are like not sealed, they're closed, and the textile goods go on their way to their hub city.
Ah. Now I understand.
Yeah. So essentially, like, without like, needing to role play it out, basically, like, the excuse is, oh, we didn't have a crate that appropriately fit these, so we put them in an available crate.
Okie dokie. I'm kind of curious, me personally, not in game, how they rectify the shit and piss that are inside these crates when they end up at their final destination.
Orcs.
Orcs.
We're in medieval times. Everything's got a little bit of shit and piss on it.
3 days worth, though.
You don't know how. No. The people. It's not a 3-day journey. You don't know how long it is. You had 3 days before the shipment left.
3 days minimum. Got it.
I should have worked out a way to deal with the waste.
Craft food and water.
This is gonna be the worst.
Hey guys, I tried this brand new recipe. It's got this food. It's magical. They call it Velveeta.
So,
Can you be on a
Vendy's gonna
different
be
wagon?
dead within 45 minutes or so from gassing.
Yeah, when do I
himself.
start taking poison damage?
Almost immediately.
Is my crate at least sort of clean?
Yeah, I mean, it's clean to like normal standards. If that makes sense.
Crate
Like,
standards.
yeah, it's a shipping crate.
I'm gonna when
I'd
it's time to
say
get it,
shipping
I'm gonna
crate or
look
shitting
at
crate.
that face like I really don't want to do this because it's gross.
Okay.
This is how you know it's D&D. We get hung up on the intricacies of a crate.
Like a door, but on all sides.
Okay, so you guys You load up in the crates. You hear Hubert Arkwright speaking with the adventurers who are escorting the shipment, and then you hear the wagon driver get, basically this cart is heading for Tribor first, and then it will make its way from Tribor to Luskin, and then at that point, the driver may change, or the shipment, it may stop in Luskin, and that's the hub city that it ends in. You're not really sure from not being a part of the shipping guild and also just like chilling in a crate. So after about an hour of you hear like things being orchestrated by Arkwright, you feel the wagon kind of lurch as it takes off. You hear the sort of industrial noises of the shipping guild warehouse give way to the noises of the docks, as the shipping guild warehouse is near the docks for Winter's Haven. So you hear the sounds of the sea, of the dock workers. You hear those eventually give way to just the sound of the horses' hooves on the cobblestones and the wooden wheels bouncing over them. You hear the sounds of residential areas kind of give way to eventual just sounds of nature, as you assume that you've probably left the city's limit, the city walls at least. You hear the occasional sound of animals outside, like sheep, things like that. And then everything gets relatively quiet, as you can tell that you have entered like the first evening of travel. After about another hour, you feel the wagon stop. You hear the adventurers making camp. You hear them, just kind of talking about the life of being an adventurer, of just escorting wagons. They brag about the things that they've bested along the trips. Like that, it's not like the same crew all the time. So like some of these guys have done like 12 ship-ins. Some have done 5, whatever. You hear them boasting about like the monsters that they've killed along the way, and like you kind of have a little smirk to yourself as you've bested far worse things. But eventually those sounds kind of give away. You hear footprints, single footprints, footsteps kind of go around the wagon from time to time before sleep eventually takes you, as you hear the person keeping watch is just kind of patrolling the campgrounds. And then eventually you hear the sounds, you hear and smell the sounds of breakfast being made. You pull out a little bit of the provisions that you brought with you, so that you're not starving the entire time. And the wagon lurches again, and you take off moving. This goes on for, actually, let me look at the map really quick here. From Winter's Haven to Tribor is
just to let you know, I rolled a 23 Constitution save for lurching and general motion sickness.
Okay. You're good. You're solid. You feel less motion sickness and like the verge of it, rather than like you are actually having a hard time staying awake during the trip because you keep just getting like rocked to sleep.
And then additionally, I rolled a natural 20 for a 24 on a Velveeta check.
For having Velveeta or surviving Velveeta or
surviving Velveeta, yeah.
All right, Stock and Xanalor, make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okie dokie.
Vendi, you've managed to survive your own noxious fumes.
So Constitution?
Yeah.
That's a 12.
14.
A 12? 14, okay. you're able to stifle retching as some sort of disgusting, noxious gas intermittently seems to permeate your cargo container before like a wind can kind of blow it away. And being in the crates, and I don't know, did you let them know that you were packing this processed cheese product?
Oh, yeah, everything I said about I found this great new recipe. It's magical. It's called Velveeta with set in character.
Okay. So you're not sure what that was, the smell, but you've not smelled it before, and so it's probably linked to this
Great
mysterious recipe that Vendi has espoused. But so this goes on for about 4 days.
I'll say one thing, just while everyone else is eating,
Mhm.
I just sit there and journal.
Okay.
Like, I don't eat anything.
Okay. So this travel, this pattern goes on for about 4 days. Really, the only thing to do in the cargo container other than sleep is listen to the sounds of nearby. To kind of try to identify where you are based on the smell, since you've gone to tribal before. As best you can tell from like your whatever single side of your body being very sore, you're probably somewhere in the Sword Mountains, having been traveling uphill a bit. As you remember, there was a trail that went from the high road to the long road, which Tribor sits on, to get from Neverwinter to Tribor. But on the fourth night, after the sounds of the adventurers making camp, Stock and Vendi, since you guys aren't like keeping, are you guys keeping watch? Are you trying to stay up, or are you just kind of like, we'll figure out what happens when we figure out what happens?
I figured
Option 2.
I would have been trying to keep some kind of watch.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw again for me? This is to try to stay awake despite the mind-numbing boredom.
16.
16. Okay. So, Xanalor, Stock, you hear. It is. You hear the sounds of the adventurer on watch. You heard like the footsteps kind of round the cart, go around, and all of a sudden you hear just a kind of a thud. And then you hear multiple sets of footprints after that. The cart kind of jostles side to side as the suspension moves from multiple people boarding the wagon.
Interesting.
You can hear the sounds of like hide gloves sort of like brushing on the wood of the other crates and barrels to sort of try to clean off to see the markings on the barrels. You hear it on a couple of crates. Vendi, make a perception check for me with disadvantage.
Okay. First is a 13. Second is an 18.
Okay. You are actually woken up by the sound of a hide glove brushing your container, and then the lid starts to get lifted off of your container.
At the onset of the thud and wrestling, could I prepare an attack to stab somebody with a fishing pole?
Sure. Okay. You're going to have to give me a minute as I prepare a battle map.
I was not going to be taken willingly. You should have known this.
I'm glad that you think you're going to figure out how to go where you're going.
I am just prepared if my lid opens up to go poke.
Why wouldn't your lid get opened up?
Well, they're gonna take all my shit, and I don't want them taking my shit.
But anyway, so as Vendi, as your crate gets opened, what do you do?
I just go, oh my god. Oh my god. I ate a literal brick of yellow and I hate everything right now. Get me out of here.
Does the guy who opened up his crate have to make a Constitution saving throw or pass out?
So you you hear in a very low whisper, "Christ, this one fucking smells." He goes, "Oh, gee, they're not even handcuffed. Give me your manacles." And you feel the guy who opened your crate, Vendi. He like grabs your upper arm, says, "You don't move."
I don't think I can. Oh, my abs.
And
Like
so,
there's a bowling ball.
Did
you-
I hear that?
yes.
Okay.
So you see, Vendi, you see the guy who opened up your crate, who's holding your arm. His other hand reaches out, gets a pair of manacles from another hand that sort of reaches into view, and he reaches in to put the manacles on you.
I keep on riding around, trying to make it as hard as I can to actually put the manacles on.
So are you like actively trying to like dodge having the manacles placed on you?
So it's a little bit like drunken master martial arts, where
So you're being like a squirmy baby who won't get their legs into their onesie.
yes.
Okay. So in that case, why don't you make a dexterity saving throw for me with disadvantage, because you're in a fucking crate. And eventually squirmy babies are bested.
I rolled a 13 and a 14.
A 13 and 14. Okay.
He's going to stick the manacles into the crate, and he doesn't have a lot of room to work with. I would like to argue that he has to do his check at disadvantage too.
Maybe he's used to manacling people in barrels.
Called writhing.
So you feel you feel a quick sharp pain, Vendi, as you feel a
Upstairs
distinctive
or downstairs?
upstairs. You feel a forearm shiver in the back of your head as a second person has come in, because the guy who was trying to put manacles on you has both hands on you, trying to wrestle your hands in a position to get these manacles on you, and so you feel a third person has somehow reached in and struck you.
Oh, now I'm conflicted as to what hurts more.
But after a minute of your successful debauchery, they do place the manacles on you.
While that's happening, since I heard them talk about manacles, I'm going to take out one of my sets of manacles
Mhm.
And attach it to myself, just not quite lock it.
Okay. Yes, Vendi, your question?
At this point, every 6 seconds, I will cast Druidcraft in order to make a skunk-like odor that fills up a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
With hints of cheese.
Where is I'm pretty sure I had a thing for a cart, didn't I? A token?
This is also the new cantrip that I took at level 10.
You took Druidcraft.
Yep.
Okay. So, oh, there we go. So Xandalore, you have placed your manacles on you.
Yep.
So you hear one of the crates being open, and you go, they go, I guess this shipment's a bit light. And you hear the sound of a crate get closed, and then Xanalor, the lid of your crate, comes off.
Squint into the light above me.
You feel him reach in and grab your arm and like kind of move you to the side, and they see that your manacles are on, and they go, I don't know what's going on. This one's got his manacles on though. And Vendi and Xanalor, you feel as you get like kind of pulled up, like they're trying to remove you from the crate to transport you to something else. You're not sure yet.
Okay.
I'll make it as difficult as possible.
Okay.
I just
Again, a second individual comes in to tame the wiggly Vendi, but
The wiggly, stinky Vendy.
eventually the two of you are led into like just off the trail. There's another wagon, but instead of being full of crates, this one has a cage on the back with a tarp over the top. Do I really not have a token for a horse?
Yes, Druidcraft.
a kingdom for a horse token.
For real though. I do not. So we're just gonna leave that there. Okay. So then at that point, so they place you both into the cage, and there's another voice that comes from the wagon. You hear them whisper aloud, this crate's big, I'm probably gonna need a hand.
While they're also focusing on that, I'm going to use what's the material of the tarp that's covering Xanalor and I right now?
It's like hide.
I'm going to cast Produce Flame in order to start singeing the tarp. Not trying to set it like alight, but to like get the ability through a portion of the hide.
Okay. So as you start doing this, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Natural 1 for a 6.
Is this thing fireproof? What the heck? What the hexies?
Xanalor, I
Yes.
think they have magic tarp. Can you confirm this by cutting a hole into the tarp with your dagger?
Why were you trying to set us on fire?
No, I'm trying to just singe a hole through this so we can actually see and get an idea of where we are.
And what if it's treated in something that is flammable?
I mean, we've literally made entire walls of fire fighting off whatever it is you decided to make at the ley lines. I think we can handle a little bit of fire.
Look. Let's
We
just
agree.
do this the simple way. And I cast Mage Hand. And I just have it like just slide the tarp a little bit so there's like a gap, hopefully.
Okay. I mean, so wait, what are you trying to do again? Sorry, I was letting you guys talk that out while I'm placing tokens.
Said we're like covered in a tarp on the cage.
So the tarp is over the top, back, and sides. It has been like flipped up in the front so that they can access the door while they're transporting you into the cage.
So behind us is where stock is, and that's covered, yes?
No, like you can actually see them at the wagon where stock is.
Oh, then whatever. I'll just turn Vendi this way.
Okay, fair. Yeah, so how long do we have to keep these manacles on?
Probably not as long as they would like.
I like it. Start band.
I just like try to real sneakily just show him that mine are not fully locked. If he would even perceive that.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Bendy.
15.
You can see that at least one of the sides of his manacles are closed, but not like latched.
Oh, I should have thought of that. Damn, I just had like 3 of them fucking manhandle me instead.
Why? How is this possible? That there's that. Where is the man known as Xanalor on this list of freaking tokens?
He doesn't need to sleep anymore. You can't.
I hate my life. How do I keep losing tokens?
I also haven't eaten in like 4 days.
And then I'm going to just kind of as a placeholder. I don't want that. I want that one. Okay. All right. Sorry about the delay here, guys.
Curveball.
This is obviously the effect of having not DM'd for a while was I actually didn't anticipate your guys' particular brand of fuckery this time.
Well, it's been a minute. It's understandable.
It has. All right, I will bring you over as Stock as you see your crate lid begin to open.
I poke with stick. Actually,
Okay.
hold on. I have a more interesting idea. I want to wait for an arm to come in, and I want to grab it and drag whatever is the arm attached to towards my crate with extreme force.
Okay. Alrighty. Make a grapple check, which I
Alrighty.
believe is a strength, or it's an athletics check.
Alright. That is a 13. I only rolled a 4.
13. Okay. I gotta see. I gotta look at the stat sheet for these guys. Okay. Okay. You go to pull, but the arm gets like pulled back quickly and says, "This one doesn't have manacles in either." And then three sets of arms reach in, one with manacles. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, again with disadvantage, like I gave to Vendi.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw with disadvantage. I'm going to use I'm assuming I failed with a 9, so I'm going to use Indomitable, which is one of my skills, to re-roll a saving throw that I have failed.
Okay.
So I shall re-roll with the disadvantages.
Mhm.
That does not do me much better, but it puts me up to an 11.
Okay. So you're able to fight them off for a while. Vendi and Xanalor, you're able to see like the wagon is just like shaking back and forth. But eventually you do see them. There's 3 men. You see them hauling a manacled stock out of his crate,
I
and
am
they start
going
bringing him.
full toddler, where it is just limp arms and noodles and just. I am not willingly going, and I'm going to make it as dead weight, floppy noodle as possible for them to drag me over there.
Yeah, so you guys see as like the three erasers that were next to the wagon, you see them move in to like basically help grab stock. So like there's like basically there's two on each leg, and then and then there's one on each arm, and you see them just like pulling stock across the ground to the cage as they hoist him in and place him in there with you.
I'm a
And
7'2", 275-pound floppy noodle.
There's 6 of them.
I'm just saying. This is a funny looking situation.
You gave them a very tough fight, but they do ultimately best you. Let's take 5 real quick while Xanalor has stepped away.
Sounds like a plan.
By the way, totally off screen, I'm going to throw something in the Eat Fleet that you guys might be interested in.
Eat fleet. All right, I need to find my square. Oh yeah, April fucked my square up. Has she cleaned my square yet? Ooh, that might be the right size. No. Floppy noodle.
Floppy noodle.
This is why D&D is our favorite. That was my foot. I'll look for that shit another day.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for one of my squares because I have a old box that I kind of want to turn into like a portable little D&D setup.
One of your squares?
Yes, it is for
What do you
making
mean?
a 90-degree angle on something.
Oh, that kind of square. Okay.
Yes. And I don't know.
Carpentry square.
Yes. But I have some that are carpentry, some that are for metal, some that are for various other things.
Okay.
So, one of my squares. I have speed squares, I have small squares, I have big squares.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea there were so many types of squares that aren't squares.
Yes. Well, they're still squares. I mean, I have a square that is like a multi-angular square. It's an adjustable square for different angles. I have all kinds of goodies.
Are we talking about square like the shape or square like the tool now?
Tool.
Right. But I'm saying like most squares are not in fact square.
Yes. They are triangles.
Right.
But yeah.
That was my joke. My joke was I had no idea there were so many types of squares that aren't squares.
Squares that aren't squares. But yeah, it's a shallow little wooden box.
Okay.
I figured it would be, I mean, it's probably 1.5 inches tall, so it's about the right size for a portable little D&D setup.
Yeah. What are you portabilizing?
I'm going to put a little dice tray in it and
Mm.
a little kind of side pocket for holding like pencils and shit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So like a mobile like tabletop chest.
Yes, essentially.
Gotcha. I have something like that, but it's an old container for dishwashing detergent packets.
Hey, whatever
it
works.
used to smell lemony fresh, but now it just smells like paper and dice.
Nothing wrong with that. No, just an idea I had. I was like, huh, I could probably get away with that.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't remember what color this bulb is.
Blue.
I don't think they're blue.
Blello.
Might be. That sounds pretty appropriate. It's definitely nice to be back, though. Playing
So
the
playing?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling real rusty, but
But we all are, so it works.
oops. Whoops. Sorry, neighbors.
Ooh, that's a brighter bulb than I was anticipating.
No, bud, come on in here. Yeah. I want you where Mom can keep an eye on you. Since you decided to go out there yesterday and tear your tape off.
Alright, I have changed my decision now. Damn it.
Why? Why do you act like it wasn't your choice?
Well, the thing is, I had the option of using a standard bulb or using one of my smart bulbs.
Okay.
And I put a standard bulb in there and then decided
The whole thing caught fire.
no. Do I not have that installed anymore? No, I do. I just don't have it where it should be. Apparently it's not detecting.
I
What's up?
nothing.
I don't remember how to do this.
Don't remember how to do what? Poop your pants?
Yes, poop my pants.
Poop your pants.
Oh. Oh, for my Wi-Fi. Okay.
You forgot how to poop your pants in your Wi-Fi?
Well, damn, your A tier takes a lot of days, Corey. You know that?
Yeah, it's Saturday and Sunday, one round a day. But for that Sunday, we have to go to another park after we finish the tournament for like awards and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even like we could do like a later tea time or something like that.
Well, good news is that I'll at least be able to play in that tournament.
Oh, I see. So I was looking that. So you said soccer checks in on the 14th, and that's why you weren't able to do the Illinois State one.
I thought so. No, it's football would have stuff to do
Hmm.
on the Saturday.
Well, that's not what you said on May 19th, 2021 at 2:35 p.m.
Well, then I wrote the wrong sport down because I was probably watching soccer as I wrote it.
No worries. Is Isaac interested in playing in tournaments at all?
Yes. So I know he wanted to play Kronk, but had to back out because it was oh God, I think because he had guys qualify for the NCAA indoor elite meet.
Okay.
Then he wanted to do Ledgestone, but he and Morgan had to move Morgan to their new place that day. So I've already sent him the info.
Cool. Are you going MA2 in that one?
There's nobody in MA2 just yet, so I may do that. I may do MA3 because I've seen some guys who I was competitive with back when it was Kronk who was running the tournament.
Yeah.
And they are all MA3 and they have ratings that I can compete with.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's cool. Scott, okay.
The poopies.
My first guess is that he had to collect some stuff for Ryan. Like Ryan might have came over
Oh, sure.
when Ryan's not busy fleeing the state.
What am I looking at here, Mike?
That green light is what I added. I can change the color of it.
Ooh, neat.
So if I go to this, oh, I turned it off. And I shall send you.
Oh, my ear.
Ah.
It itched. So I tried trying to find your pair of skull candies, Corey, and instead, these are the ones that I was able to get.
Oh, okay.
So I don't.
Those are the sesh.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if those have a microphone with them though. So
I think so. I'm pretty sure that like 90% of their earbuds.
yeah, it's called the Sesh Evo.
It's good that they're the Evos. Evo's usually like the newer one, because mine are Indie Evo.
Yeah. Because you needed an app to connect yours fully.
Do I need the app to do that? I remember I did for my crushers that I'm wearing, but that's just for the personalized sound.
They do have a internal microphone. Unlike other headphones, earphones from Skull Candy, where I physically had to hold the mic to my face in order for someone to be able to hear me.
Yours has like the sort of like pillbox shaped container, right? Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's look at these bad boys.
Since I totally decided to sleep while listening to a podcast, pulled on the wire apparently with my head and destroyed the right earbud by doing so.
Yeah.
Stupid head. Stupid physics. Stupid Men's Warehouse and their stupid junk email. Everything's stupid, okay?
I can even make it flicker.
I can tell you what's not stupid. Dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the big difference between like yours and mine, and the reason why I went with mine was the ambient mode. But other than that, these ones have like pretty much the same specs, I want to say.
Define ambient mode.
So they have a separate microphone on each earbud that picks up exterior sound and pipes it into the earbud. It's just a better way to like hear what's going on around me.
Gotcha.
I usually have it on when I'm playing disc golf with other people, so I can hear them talk to me better. Unless the wind is blowing right at my face, then I stop.
Gotcha. Because did you only play with one headphone yesterday?
Yes, yeah, I usually do anyway. Unless I'm by myself.
Well, the good news is my ankle's not that sore right now.
That's nice.
Yay, less sore.
How much Excedrin did it take to get you there?
Today, none.
Nice.
Just took a little bit of moving around.
Yeah. Did you make toast today, babe? Why'd you use a toaster instead of toaster oven?
If I'd known Scott was going to be this long, I would have gotten my shaving out of the way. So I'm going to go do that real quick. No, I use a real shaving utensil.
He uses a straight razor. Actually, it's just a knife. Like a man.
I require hot water first.
Require or desire?
Yes.
He demands hot water.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys that I gave April an old people stick for her remotes.
Seriously?
Yes, I hot glued the remotes to a stick.
That's ridiculous.
She keeps losing them into couch crevices. So I have made it impossible for them to go in the couch crevice unless they are removed from the stick.
Those sticks
Sounds like
get
a challenge for
broken off this
Caden.
week.
Yeah.
I like how we both went there, but in different ways, Jay.
Hey, whatever works. I don't judge. All right, I will be back.
Okay.
All right, now my ankle's gotten sore. So I learned something.
I wonder when they're gonna email or post the results. It's supposed to be by end of the day today.
Someone just goes, results?
Yeah, I saw that. Clearly, they can't read an email.
Hey, sorry.
No worries. Everything cool?
Yeah. So like my brother just drove down to Florida like Friday night or Saturday morning, whatever.
Okay.
And him and Chris have been trying to like get into my shed for the last couple days.
Oh.
And this was the only time she could come.
Oh, okay.
I had to help get like clear that out. So
Gotcha.
Called it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sure did. Well done, Jay.
yeah, I'd say as Jay knows.
hmm I had insider information.
So I was hoping that would go a little quicker.
She's right there.
They didn't really have a plan of what they needed to grab.
Why? She just likes being crazy.
So they're back to fleeing the state.
My brother has already fled, and then she will be joining him shortly.
Are they still taking the RV or?
The RV is down there somewhere.
Okay.
Like my brothers had to drive their truck down with a bunch of stuff, and then she and the kids are flying.
Yeah, because I mean, you left a state with an almost okay level of vaccination rates, and
Yeah,
went instead to Florida.
Yep. Where not only is the vaccination rate not great, they don't seem to care.
Hi, welcome to Texas.
Yeah, that's my case.
Mm-hmm.
Our vaccination rate out here is 37%, 36% where I live.
That's so bad.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I'm mad about DeKalb, and we're at like just under 50.
So I know the full course in like the entire state. This does have, completed course is like 48.7, but it's like 60, like it's nearing 70% for like individuals who have at least gotten some part of their course done.
Hmm.
However, I don't really feel confident until we hit like 75 to 80%.
Right.
What up, Crinkles?
All right, are you guys ready to get back to it?
Sure.
Yeah. In order to be super method, I just ate an entire block of Velveeta.
The way we do
Okay,
it.
Shiloh LaBeouf.
I also
I was-
haven't eaten since we talked.
I was also going more for Daniel Day Pewis.
Nope, you are LaBeouf.
All right, so you guys have been loaded into a metal cage with a pretty thick hide tarp that covers it. Make one of the three of you make a perception check for me.
Just one of us?
No, the three of you.
Okay. Why don't the three of you? I hear.
Yeah.
14.
Total of 20.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my mouse onto the actual screen that I need it to be on. There it is.
Is it fighting?
25 on a natural 20.
Okay, so as you guys look around, you see that there are in fact 6 people very similar in loadouts to the erasers that you fought in Winter's Haven. The sound that you heard of the individual hitting the ground was this adventurer here. They appear to be unconscious. As you look around, you can kind of catch a glimpse of a couple of the other adventurers. They appear to also be either asleep or unconscious by where their fire is at. As the three of you are loaded into the cage, the latch is thrown. They pull the tarp back over the front of the cage, and they start getting onto the wagon. You feel the wagon kind of shake back and forth a couple times as they get onto it, and you feel the wagon set off. The ride does appear to be much rougher, and from what you can make out between like the flaps of the hide cover, you're not on like the road proper. You're on like a much more sort of roughshod trail.
Okay.
Hey guys, since you clearly have us confined and surrounded, are you sure you don't want to monologue a little bit and tell us your dastardly plan?
Ah, they don't have a plan.
These aren't the planners.
Well, they haven't monologued yet. We don't know.
It took 6 of them to take me on. They know nothing, Jon Snow.
Who's this Jon Snow?
I don't know. I heard it in a play
He
once.
speaks. I heard Zanlor gave up after the 5th play because he wanted to see how the scripts end.
All right, so what do you guys want to do? How do you go about continuing? Because they've set off. They're being pretty quiet for now.
I cast Druidcraft underneath one of their butts.
What is in this cage with us?
30-foot python.
17 giant scorpions. No, nothing. It's just you guys.
No sticks, no twigs, no bugs.
Nope, just metal bars.
How far apart are the metal bars?
If you were a child, you could probably reach your arm through. But so I'd say they're probably about 3 to 4 inches apart.
But what you're saying here is that for example, I wild shaped into a small monkey,
Small.
like a howler monkey, I'd be able to just climb through them.
I guess technically, yeah.
Okay.
So there's nothing I can throw at them.
There is not. No.
There are things I can do to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold that wild shape in my back pocket for right now.
Can
Okay.
can I like poke through the front to the people driving? Like,
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Would I be able to reach through and touch them?
No, because the bars are only so wide, so you can only get so much of you can get your hand through, but not much of your forearm without getting like stuck. But also too, that thick hide tarp covers it, so you actually can't see them, except for like occasionally, like you could see their feet, when like the tarp like kind of flaps, and you can see like a little bit further forward than what you normally would be able to see.
So they're more than like a hand's length away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we should just sit here and wait then? I don't know.
I mean, we can continue to try to irritate the people into talking.
Yeah,
Oh.
that seems like a good plan.
I'm gonna slide up to the front and be like, can one of you come here, please?
Seeing what Zanlor's doing, I'm just gonna collapse to the ground and try to hold my breath as long as I can.
Full
Okay.
toddler.
You can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your Constitution modifier.
So 5 minutes.
I think that's correct. If I remember, I'm trying to remember back to Horde of the Dragon Queen when I think it was Tony Pobar got pulled underwater by the latrine squid monster.
We'll just go with that for now.
No, it's like that's the actual rule.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, Xanalor, you say, can one of you come back here? And you see the tarp get like grabbed from like the middle and kind of pulled back so that they can like peer and look and like, yeah, what do you want?
Can you help me? These gloves, can you just pull them off?
Why? Why would I do that?
Just, I've been the most reasonable of these prisoners. I just want this small creature comfort.
Why can't you ask one of your friends?
They're not my friends.
Why can't you ask one of these idiots?
Fuck
What's
you,
wrong with that one?
Patch.
That one scares me, and that one
What-
smells.
Is it dead?
It's wild.
It's wild. He drops the tarp again, and you hear him like the seat creak as like it sounds like someone's leaned forward,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "The blonde one wants me to take its gloves off. You think I should do it?" And the guy's like, "What the fuck does he need his gloves off for?" He said, "He wanted a creature comfort for complying. I don't know. This is, I don't know. Do what you fucking want." So you see the tarp get pulled back, and he goes, "All right, stick your hand through." He grabs like the fingertip of one of the gloves, squeezes your finger like a lot harder than you would have hoped for, and pulls the glove off of one of your hands.
As he grabs the tip,
I-
I just point at the guy taking the glove off. Ha! You took the tip.
I want to try to like grab his hand like a handshake.
Okay, like when he reaches for the other glove.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Or is this my? Because
Oh wait, because it's a melee. Okay, yeah. So it remind me. I believe it said it's a melee spell attack, right?
correct, yeah.
And this is you trying to essentially like inflict him with contagion, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a melee spell attack then, I guess.
That's a 24 to hit.
Okay, yeah. So he reaches forward. You see him kind of smirk. So he's got one hand up on the tarp. You see him smirk as he's about to pinch the ever living crap out of the tip of your finger again. He grabs onto it, and you, with your other hand, you grab his, and you do feel like your flesh contacts like the flesh of his skin. Like there's like a little like gap where like the hide glove and his sleeve are like parted, and you get like a finger in there.
And then
all right.
as he's doing it, I'm just like kind of shaking his hand, like, "Thank you, sir."
Mhm. Okay, so basically I'm going to so he pinches your finger, he takes the other glove off, and he like grabs both gloves and just like throws them at the cage and drops the tarp, and he's gonna make a Constitution saving throw. I need to pull up his con mod. Okay. Does a 12 meet your DC?
Not normally. Does it say the DC?
It'd be your spell save DC.
Oh yeah, my spell save DC is 17.
Okay. All right. So that is the first failure on a
I also
one of the
just
poison
realized
checks.
I actually have to spend the spell slot. I misread it, but it's okay. I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was just making sure that it did not have a is a verbal and a
Somatic.
somatic.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. You
I'll
see
just-
him.
I guess
or
with somatic, I'll just say Elvish blessing after.
I'm reading some
You-
of these in Slimy Doom.
Yeah, Slimy Doom's like the grossest one.
Mhm.
So he fails his first check, and you hear him like you hear the bench squeak again as you hear you feel the wagon kind of pitch to the side just a little bit, so like it feels like he's like leaned back, and he lets out like one of those like burps that you let out when you like don't really feel great. Does he make another? So he saves on this one. You hear him say to the guy across from him, he goes, "Man, what did we eat for dinner again? I don't think it's sitting right." The guy goes, "I don't know, whatever he hunted up. I don't remember what it was. Maybe he found us a sick deer or something." He rolls another con saving throw. He fails that one. So he's got 2 failures and 1 success. Vendi is still holding his breath, as far as I know.
Yeah, 5 minutes have not passed yet.
Yeah.
My throat's starting to get a little warm.
Yeah. You hear the sound of a can like a water skin being uncorked, and you hear like no liquid, and he says, "Give us your water skin," and you hear the sound of another bench creak as the two of them lean forward, and you hear another water skin uncork, and he takes a drink, and he's gonna make another con saving throw, and he fails this one.
Nice.
And so you hear the sound, like the squeaky noise of the water skin being recorked, right? Restoppered. And all of a sudden you hear like the sounds of like liquid dropping. And he goes, "Oh, my nose is bleeding." And he hands the guy back his water skin. "Oh my, it won't stop." And the guy goes, "Oh my God, your ears are bleeding too." And he goes, "What the hell?" He's like, So he like starts to like move around a little bit, and one of the other guys goes, "Did you shit yourself?" And he, what? No. And he looks back, and there's just like blood on the bench behind him too. He's now got anal seepage as well as ear and nose bleeding. And you see, you hear the sound of like cloth being torn. He's like, oh, okay. He like you. They're like, just stuff it up your nose, like plug your ears. I don't know what to do about your ass. And all of a sudden, you feel the wagon like stop. And you hear the just basically like the clamor of like kind of a panic going on. It's like this guy is just bleeding inexplicably and from everywhere. And
I'm just smiling.
They're like, "What's going on? Like, what do we do? How do we help you? What's happening?" And they're like, "What did you do?" I don't know. Last I remembered, I was taking the dude's gloves off." And they go, and then you see like the hide like move as it gets tossed up. You can now see into the wagon. There's like 4 guys sitting. So there's the guy who helped you out on the left here. There's the guy who gave him the water skin across from him. There's 2 guys there, and then there's one guy driving the wagon, another guy sitting on like the seat in front of next to him. So you can see the 6 of them.
When they pull the tarp up, I just want to scream, "The tip of his dick is bleeding!"
Poker face.
And so you see the guy. He's got cloth stuck in his nose and his ears. His hands are covered in blood, and he's like, "You, what did you do to me?"
Nothing.
I cast Druidcraft again.
What's wrong with you?
You filthy marked son of a bitch! What did you do to me?
What is wrong? What's happening to you? Oh my god, I touched him. What if I have that?
Oh god!
I'm trying to think of like what they do next. I was like not prepared for this affliction.
Yeah, I mean,
it lasts for 7 days.
Given what is going on, I think Vendy is trying to make Druidcraft smell as bad as possible, like he is the cause of this.
I'm basically moving to the back of the cage to stay as far away from the both of them to make it seem realistic.
That one keeps shitting his pants. This one made me bleed, and this other one,
I did nothing.
I hate him. I hate the big one.
Can somebody wash my hands?
No, you stay over there with Bleedy McAsshole.
I'm kind of like personally, I'm at a loss of like what these guys would do next.
Uvender broke the DM.
Can I deception check that I had nothing to do with it?
Yes, yeah.
Does he get advantage because I'm currently trying to play like I'm the cause of it?
20. Plus
So it doesn't matter now.
I was thinking about it. It was going to depend if you failed the first one. You've Vendy, you feel the cart shake as a couple of them get off of the cart. You see the tarp like basically completely thrown off of the cage at this point. The door opens, Vendy, and they grab you and drag you out and just drop you onto the ground. They you see that like they have their gloves on, and like, what do we do? Do we just leave the plague rat? The cage is still open.
I'd just go now. Looking at the other 2.
I just shrug.
I cast Druidcraft.
I start to I start to kind of undo my manacles.
Here I go killing again.
At this point, Vendy will start to like howl
a dog?
like faintly. And
Okay.
in their confusion, he will turn into a wild shape as a wolf.
Okay. Okay. Let's start. Xanalor, make a sleight of hand check.
Right in the middle. 17 total.
So you have successfully like begun to take off your manacles without like alerting them that that's happened. There's nothing that you need to do a wild shape, right, Vendi?
Correct.
Okay. So
I need to have a shape.
yeah. So you wild shape into a wolf. And all right, let me get this set up here. I'm gonna move us over here again. I need to make this cart bigger, I think. All right. Hopefully that works. All right. I'm gonna move us over here. Let's go ahead and let's roll initiative.
Okie dokie. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
I roll so many 10s with this die.
I got an adjusted 10.
13.
13.
All right. Hang on a sec. So you had a 10, Vendi.
Mm-hmm.
Stock, I heard you say 13.
Yes, 13.
I also have
Xanalor?
13 total, yeah.
13. Okay. And then let me roll for these guys.
I am putting this out there now. I want to do non-lethal damage.
All right. All right. Oh my God, why is D&D Beyond doing this? It's like flashing a win. It's like making my screen flash for some reason. Like there's like a window flashing black and going away constantly in the upper right corner. It seems to have gone away now. I just need to give these guys names really quick so I can track what they are.
No hurry, since we threw you a weird curveball of anal
That's very
seepage.
crap.
I didn't ask for that part.
But you got it.
That's how it goes.
Mhm.
I should have done that. I should have done this while we were waiting on Scott. Whoops.
Sorry.
Whoopsie.
No, it's not. I'm not blaming you, Scott. I'm blaming me.
By the way, the preserve is going to have round 3.
Awesome. That's good.
I heard them say that it might be the last round because I didn't watch. I just watched like a tiny bit. What happened?
Because of the Canadian wildfires, the air quality was so low that they were considering canceling the third leg of the tournament due to the
fire-related air quality.
yeah.
Due to the climate crisis.
Yeah.
Fake news.
The crisis of the climate fighting us.
Fake news.
Did you realize shouting fake news doesn't make it not real?
It does in my mind.
Fake news. January 6th was an inside job.
Yes, it was. That's what that's what an insurrection is. Okay. So up first is going to be oh Jesus freak, what is going on now?
What'd you call me?
No, it's
He called you Switchy LaFoot.
what the hell?
How can I help?
You can't. Hang on. I need to refresh roll 20.
No problem.
Every time I click, it's dragging the map.
Oh no.
And I'm not set on the map layer even to be interacting with the background.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I'm like trying to move tokens and it's dragging the screen and the token is staying static. So like the token is just moving as the screen goes up and down.
Weird.
It was quite annoying. And you were there. Okay. All right. So up first is Bleedy McBleederson.
Which guy's Mr. Bleeder?
He is the one right here.
Okay, that makes sense.
In the middle of the wagon, because he's like, "What did you do?" He is going to try to make a whip attack at you, Xanalor, because although like everyone believes you didn't do anything, he is bleeding in. All right. Actually, he's just gonna do one at both of you. So he's gonna do the first one at Xanalor and the second one at Stock.
Okay.
So he's not poisoned anymore, so he doesn't have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, but he does have the conditions of Slimy Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's going to make an attack against Xanalor. Does a 15 hit?
Yes, because I forgot to put up mage armor.
Okay, so you take 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then Stock does a 17 hit you.
Meets it, beats it. Unless I want to use my special thingamajig to cast shield as a reaction.
Are you going to do that?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so that no longer hits you. This guy up here, he's going to hop down off the wagon and start coming around the back. He's going to see that there is a wolf here now. And he's going to try to throw a net at you, Vendi. Does a 9 hit a wolf?
It does not.
Okay. All right. So a net goes flying over your head. Next up is Stock, who is manacled, but the door is open.
Well, first and foremost, I would like to get control of my creature. That'd be nice.
Oh, dang. I totally forgot that I needed to do that.
But I will
Sorry,
be
Nick.
stepping out. And then, because I can try, I want to try and break these manacles.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
So I want to go there. How about a natural 20 for a total of 25?
Okay. Yeah. You break the manacles. Yeah. I'll also say your gear is on the wagon.
Okay.
So like your 3 packs and like your other accoutrement.
Where would my gear be located on said wagon?
It is like behind the driver's seat, so it's behind the guy in the front,
Okay.
but and also behind Bleedy McBleederson, but next to another guy.
Well, in that case, I will go 5, 10, 15, 20-ish, and I'll take those 2 attacks of opportunity if they so see fit.
Jeez, Scott, what are you doing?
Won't let me. I'll figure it out.
But right now,
Yeah. They're gonna. I need to see what the other guy has as far as equipment goes. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna be 2 quick short sword attacks at you. One of those will hit, one will miss.
Okay.
It won't let me do this.
But it's just for 4 piercing damage.
Alrighty. And then to finish off, I would like to pick up said glaive.
So that's gonna be an object interaction, but you already did an object interaction to break your manacles, so
Then
you will
I
be able to
shall
do
wait.
that next turn. Yep. Xanalor, you are up. You are unmanacled. You are whipped.
A little bit. All right, I can't do this because my mouse won't help me.
What are you trying to do? I might
trying
be able to just drop a template for you.
I'm trying to draw a 60-foot radius, or sorry, a 30-foot radius circle.
Okay. To do what?
Everybody kind of hears this faint Geiger counter sound.
Oh, okay.
But I'm first. I'm gonna move, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as I can go, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just kind of encircle the whole wagon.
Okay.
Not me.
Right. Boy, I really cannot type. Wow, Corey, find your home keys. Was damn it. Okay, a 30-foot circle, you said?
Yeah. Maybe I can just do the measure thing and swing it around.
No, it's okay. I got you.
Yeah, I guess the center of the point would be off map because I'm not 30 feet away from the edge.
I think that's right here.
30-foot radius, so 60-foot total.
Yeah, about like that.
Okay. All right. What are you casting?
What I am calling Chernobyl.
Okay.
When a creature moves into the spell area for the first time on a turn or it starts its turn there, it's going to make a con save.
Okay. What's the spell called again?
It is called Sickening Radiance.
Okay. I just want to take a look at that really quick.
Yep.
Okay. So. Okay. I need Constitution saving throws
From everyone.
from everyone. Yeah. So Vendi, Stock, and then all of the enemies.
Xanalor is a horrible person.
Bleedy McBleederson has disadvantage.
I'm just trying to get us out of this jam. I'll take
18.
I failed.
Okay. Bleedy McBleederson.
Hold up. I got a 15 actually because I am a wolf right now and I take their physical stats, but keep my mental.
So you have 15, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so Bleedy McBleederson fails. That guy passes. Those two guys fail. What, babe? Why? And then those two guys are going to pass. So we have 3 passes, and the rest failed.
All right. So just the failures, it's 24 radiant damage
Okay.
and 1 level of exhaustion. And you're gonna glow a little bit.
Okay. That guy passed. So Stock, that's to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty. Give me just a sec here.
Scott's gonna kill us all.
No.
It's
Just
every
trying
time
to-
we start our turn.
Yeah, get out of there.
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna get hit again and take another point of exhaustion.
Just get out now. I thought you had a really high constitution.
I do, but I'm rolling like shit today.
All right. Is that it for you, Xanalor?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is going to be this guy. He is going to
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. Yep. He's going to pass.
Okay.
And then he's going to he's going to move up. He's going to take a swing at Stock, a pair of swings. Okay. I forget. Does a 16 hit you, Stock?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Alrighty. All right. That's gonna be 19 slashing damage.
All right.
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, 19 slashing damage. From the one attack that hit. So that's it for him. This guy is going to it's gonna make a swing at you with his short sword, Vendi. That's gonna be a 21 to hit. Which hits a wolf, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then that's gonna be for 9 piercing damage.
All right. I have 2 wolf points left.
2 more wolf points. Speaking of wolf points,
2 wolves.
time to do wolf things.
Vendi as a wolf.
Cast
Also, you need to
Druidcraft.
roll a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. That is a 5.
Okay.
Xanalor, win the fight.
Is it a set amount of damage for Sickening Radiant Xanalor
4d10.
every time? Yep.
Mhm.
So yeah, roll 4d10.
Sorry. Jeez. 17 plus 16. 33.
33.
Okay.
And a level of exhaustion.
I am no longer a wolf,
Okay.
and I am exhausted.
You
One
have
point.
a level of exhaustion, yeah.
So I have disadvantage on ability checks. All
Yeah.
right. If that's the case, that totally changes up what I'm going to do. So I'm going to need a minute.
That is absolutely fine. You have been thrown a rather large curveball by someone you once called friend.
I thought this would work a little differently.
It won't hurt my friends. It's hurting my friends.
I thought Stock would roll okay and have a good constitution, and I thought Vendy would kind of like wolf out of there.
You didn't get a chance to.
I know. That's... It's not a well calculated.
Well, to be fair, you were just in a cage.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Okay. I am going to use my action to disengage.
Okay.
And go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to use the unicorn spirit totem.
Okay.
The bear spirit totem. This will give everyone within, making sure I read this right. Magically summon an incorporeal spirit, creates a 30-foot radius around that point. So I'm going to drop the bear spirit right here. And since Xanalor, Stock, and I are all within 30 feet of that point for the bear spirit, we all get advantage on strength checks, strength saving throws, and 15 temporary HP. Additionally, with my new ability, if I have any animals that I have summoned that are in that aura, they heal for each turn they're in that spirit totem.
Okay. And is this for anyone who's in range, or is it, say, allies specifically?
The bear spirit grants you and your allies its might and endurance.
Okay.
Each creature of your choice in the aura.
Gain temporary hit points equal to 5 plus your druid level. Okay. In addition, you and your allies gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. So let me give the G-Boat his aura. 30 feet. Players can see.
And yeah. Once again, a wild shape was rendered worthless.
Soaked up some hit points.
I also need to resize this. I did not get 30 feet radius good at all.
You could just make a token and use that.
I could.
Just a thought. Cheat.
Okay, so if that's the case, I did move specifically to get out of there.
Yeah.
Scott,
Yeah, I will
I also-
allow you. I will allow you to move to a place where, like that.
I was
Still
also
happens.
intentionally not in it, obviously.
Give me just a second here.
Ooh, green goo. Oh, that
I'm gonna
reminds me.
give this one. I'm gonna give this one a blue aura so that way everybody can see it.
Or according to Jay, it's brown goo.
So Xanalor, you would have moved there.
Okay.
Okay. Does that look right? Does that look like where you would have wanted that circle to be?
Yeah, I'm happy with
Okay. All right. And then, so that still puts Vendy where he needs to be. Xanalor moved to an appropriate distance from his crap. and that puts the bear totem where he wants it at. So your druid level, Vendi, you already went over this, right? So you're
Mhm.
15 temporary hit points to Stock and you and Xanilor.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So we're on to this guy who needs to roll for Chernobyl. He fails Chernobyl. Roll damage, Scott.
Then 10, 20.
Okay. He's going to say, he's going to point at the guy on his left, and he's going to say, "You go after the blonde one." And he's going to move towards you, Vendi. Can they see? Is there like a
The
visual?
circle? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like a dim greenish light that's in that radius.
Okay, so he's gonna move out of the light because you can, like, 20 was a lot. You can feel that sapping his power. So he's gonna come up and he is going to he's gonna make an attempt at basically like tackling you, Vendi. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
No? Okay. So he's going to like kind of wait, that doesn't make any sense. Sorry, so he dives to try to grab you. He's gonna miss, but he's gonna like roll and quick like try to hook your ankle. Okay, so that is gonna be sorry, I should have had you roll an athletics or acrobatics check on the first one. But so for the second one, he got a 21 on his grapple
Well,
checks.
If he's doing that and he took damage, he has exhaustion, and I get the bear where I get a straight roll because I'm also exhausted.
It's so
Because that's what I thought you were going to do, so I wanted to make sure that if we had to do athletics checks, we
Yeah,
weren't
hang on.
penalized.
hang on.
Because it's not he's trying to do damage, he's trying to grapple me.
Right, I know. Hang on, I'm looking at something here. I'm looking at what it specifically says about grappling because I know, like, I understand what you're going for here. But I want to see specifically what. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll do that with disadvantage. So we'll say the first one still missed regardless, and I'll roll again for the second one. Okay, so that is with disadvantage. That is an 18.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, so he grabs you, and that's gonna end his turn. The other guy, he's up there. He's going to fail his check for Chernobyl. So go ahead and roll Chernobyl damage.
Oh, sorry. 7, 11, 16.
16 damage to that guy. Okay.
And more exhausties.
Yep. He's going to turn around and kind of jump up on the back of the seat, and he's going to make an attack with a short sword against Stock, who's trying to climb who is climbing the wagon. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Oop, wrong dice. Okay, that's going to be 9 piercing damage.
Alrighty.
Which brings us up to there. All right, so Bleedy McBleederson needs to make a disadvantaged con saving throw. He's going to fail.
10 plus 17.
All right, he's in trouble. Not just because he's bleeding like crazy. Where was the what icon did I used to use for that? Where is that's there it is. Okay. He's going to jump off the wagon and he's going to run off after you. Wait, hang on a second. What's second level of exhaustion? Is that half movement speed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's going to go 5, 10, 15. So he's like stumbling after you, Xanalor, kind of like in that scene in the Lord of the Rings when that one orc is like scrambling after Merry and Pippin during like the bat where the orcs and the Uruk-hai are fighting each other outside of Rohan because they're hungry.
Kind
of like that.
Back on the menu.
Yeah. All right. This guy, he is going to make his con saving throw. He fails.
18, 21, 26.
Oh wow, that's a big one. And he's going to go. So he's going to go here, and he's going to. He's going to. Damn it. Oh wait, okay. Sorry, you're not just grappled, Vendi. You are restrained because these guys have an ability. I'll leave the same token. That's fine. What is? This flashing of my screen could not be more irritating. Okay, so he's gonna make a pair of attacks against you with his whip to try to make you stop fighting. So that's gonna be a. Where was I again? Up here. Okay, that's gonna be a adjusted 20 to hit. And that's for 4 slashing damage. And then a 23 to hit for another 6 slashing damage.
All right, I still have bear points left.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to Stock.
Ugh. I failed again.
Ah, jeez.
I went from a 19 to a 3.
Go all ones. I got a couple ones. 14.
There's just a 0 that comes after it.
How much?
It's a 14 radiant damage, and you have a second level of exhaustion, so remember that you have half of your movement speed. But you are able to use your action to snag your glaive.
That would be an action?
Yeah, because it's not like something that's on you already, so it's an object interaction.
Well, under other, for actions in combat, because I was looking, it says, in tandem with your movement and action, you may pick up a dropped axe.
Where does it say that?
So, on our character sheets, if we go to actions and then scroll to the bottom where it says other, it says actions in combat, interact with an object, and when you pull that up, interact with an object, here are a few examples of the sort of things you can do in tandem with your movement and action. Draw or sheathe a sword, open or close a door, withdraw a potion from your backpack, pick up a dropped axe, take a bauble from a table, remove a ring from your finger, etc. So if you want it to be an action, that's fine. I'm just saying that there is precedent set for it to be in tandem with an action.
Doesn't that mean it's like it's an action in combat that?
That is where I would like
I don't know.
a clarification. So if you want it to be an action,
Yeah.
it shall be an action.
Hang on, I'm trying to find
I don't have a good reading.
where that would be actually in the
Let's find
handbook, because I don't have a character sheet to look at. Movement.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm reading it Mike's way now. But yeah, your rule, Corey.
I just searched for interact with an object.
Right, but you can understand why that would be confusing because
Yes, that is why
object
I'm
interaction is an action.
Yes, that is why I'm
Um,
leaving it at your discretion. If you want it to be a full-blown action, that is fine with me.
You know what? We'll go with part of your movement for now, and then I'll find it after the
I'll just,
session.
if you want, we'll just go with an action because my movements already have. So that
I
was
said
gonna,
what I said.
but that's
Pick
gonna
up
get it
your
real goofy.
glaive, and
How am I
will
gonna
fix
move
it
7.5
later.
feet?
Carefully.
It says as part of your movement, so pick it up.
How much of the movement is that using?
It doesn't take up part of your movement. It's something
is.
you can do as part of moving. So
Okay.
because you have movement, if you were restrained currently, I'd say no, fuck you. You can't pick up your glaive because
Okay,
you don't
I
have
get what you're
movement.
saying now. So not costing me an action, so I want to make my 2 attacks on these guys, 1 each.
Okay.
For example, if I wanted to grab some of this bush that I'm currently standing on, Corey, and I'm restrained, what would you say?
That would be an object interaction.
a 12 and a 26.
Okay, the 12 is gonna miss. Let me double check. I think so though. And what is that guy? That guy's one of those. Yeah, the 12 is gonna miss. 26 will hit. Which was against which?
Top and then right
Okay, so you hit the guy on the right.
for 10 slashing damage total. And then
Okay.
since my movement is halved, I want to go 5, 10. Oh, not there. Oh, wait, where was I? Let's go this way. 5, 10, 15.
Okay, so you navigate your way out of the persistent Geiger counter noise. It was at way more than 3 Rontgen.
And before I move out, can I use the bonus action to smack the guy with the back end? The one I missed
The guy
up
that you-
north.
Yeah.
All right. I'm losing my dice.
You said this was before you moved?
As I was moving past.
Okay.
I don't think a 12 would have hit him.
No, it will not. And he's going to make a he's going to make an opportunity attack on you.
I thought he couldn't because I attacked him.
You did not hit him.
Hit him.
Oh, yeah, duh. Brain fart.
But he misses anyway.
Okay.
All right. Xanilor, you're up. Everyone's dying.
I'm like, this did not go as I planned. I am going to point at the fellow who is grappling Vendi.
Okay.
And these weird atonal bells ring out as I cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
And he is missing hit points, right?
He is.
Okay. So that is 20 necrotic damage. Oh, sorry. He has to roll a wisdom save first. I rolled my d12 because I was excited.
Wisdom save, you say?
Yep. So he might take nothing.
I got a 16, so which is below your
Yay!
DC, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 20 damage, you said?
20 necrotic.
Okay. He is still holding on to Vendi, looking quite sickly. All right. Anything else?
I still have terrible bonus action options. Can I do, is that going to be an action? Hold on. Yep, that's an action. So, nope, that's all I can do.
Okay. All right. This guy is going to make his disadvantage con saving throw. He's going to fail. Go ahead and roll Chernobyl on Bleedy McBleederson once more.
15, 20 total.
20.
Yes.
All right. Blood is like pouring out of his skin at this point. It looks very much like in Chernobyl, like you remember, like he like grabbed somebody's arm and like the skin just came off. Yeah, it's exactly like that. What was I pulling up? Condition? Oh, exhaustion, right? So now he has disadvantage on attack rolls as well as the rest of his saving throws. He already had disadvantage on his con saving throws anyway.
Isn't he also, if he takes damage at all, isn't he also stunned as part of his contagion?
Let me double check the exact verbiage of that. You are correct, but I want to make sure that it says something.
Whether it says combat damage or
Yeah,
ziz.
just double check.
I had forgotten about that.
Oh yeah, whenever he takes damage, he is stunned.
Oh, that is a horrible combination.
Yeah, so he's going to be dead next turn.
Are we the bad guys?
I don't know
we the
about we, but Xanalor is questionable at best at this moment.
Xanalor is definitely trending towards the Nazis right now.
All right,
Is
so
Is Xanalor half-elf privilege?
Just a little left.
he is stuck there. So his turn is over. The next guy. Oh man, he rolled a nat 1 on his saving throw.
God.
So Xanalor, go ahead and roll for Chernobyl.
15 total.
15 damage. So he's also. At this point, you can't even tell who Bleedy McBleederson is because most of these guys are just like basically dead from radiation. 5, 10, 15. So he's still in it, but he can reach you now.
Yeah.
He's going to make a pair of attacks at you with his longsword. Does a 13 hit you?
No, surprisingly, something missed me.
Okay. All right. That's it then. Vendi.
All right. I am going to use my main action to cast a new summoning spell, a one action called Conjure Woodland Beings.
Okay.
I'm going to create one fey creature challenge rating 2 or lower to put a sea hag on the field.
Hey, we
Yeah,
used that to
and-
defeat Tiamat.
This sea hag has a +1 to its initiative. So instead, it is a 5 instead of the 7 I rolled. Because it gets its own initiative count.
Okay.
Still gets a lot of bonuses because of my summoner pact. It also, because it's in the bear, gets 15 temporary hit points and advantage on strength saving throws.
Yes,
So that is
in the
correct.
So
I gotta do some math to figure out how much hit points it actually has.
Yeah, let me know when you figure it out.
So it starts off with 52. It gets 2 HP per hit dice it has, so that ends up becoming 66, and then 15 temporary hit points, and it is going to start right here next to me.
Okay. What was the total for the HP?
66 normal hit points, 15 temporary hit points because it's in the G-boat circle.
Okay.
And then it has its own initiative count, so it can't do anything else. And I'm restrained, so I can't move. That's my turn.
Okay. Alrighty.
And then
It is the Sea Hag's turn.
All right, the Sea Hag is going to use its action to provide a death glare at this guy right here. It needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
The guy who's not grappling you?
Correct.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw for those guys. All right. That's a 5.
It automatically drops to 0 hit points.
Okay. That is busted.
I mean, the DC is only 11, so
Still busted.
yeah.
Okay.
Then anything else that can take the rest of this? No. So that's the end of the Sea Hag's turn.
Okay. All right. The guy who was grappling you is going to let you
Hold on.
go.
Because it's the start of his turn, he has to make a DC 11 saving throw.
Why?
Horrific appearance. Any humanoid that starts its turn within 30 feet of the hag and can see the hag's true form must make a DC 11 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is frightened for 1 minute.
Jeez.
Fuck. Okay.
We're just all fucking each other today, huh?
He fails.
All right, he is frightened.
Okay. It just says that he is frightened.
He is frightened. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, with disadvantage if the hag is in line of sight. Ending effect if it's a success. And
Okay.
then immunity for it for 24 hours once they save.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't that kind of fear that required the person to use all of their actions to get as far away from the source of the fear as possible.
But basically now trying to protect me by giving as many disadvantage checks to me as possible.
Right. I understand. Like I said, just wanted to see what kind of frightened it was.
Mhm.
All right. So he's going to try to hit you with. He's going to let go of a sword and try to stab you.
And that's a
He's gonna
disadvantage.
miss. Yes, I know. He's going to miss with a 9.
Mhm.
All right.
Come on, I'm doing the things. Let me be excited.
All right. So this guy needs to roll a saving throw.
At disadvantage.
A 15. You don't even know who the hell I'm talking about.
Just trying to trip you up.
No, if it's the end of his turn.
No, I wasn't rolling for that guy. Okay, Scott, roll damage for Chernobyl.
Ooh, okay, so 18 plus 12, 30 total.
30?
Yep.
Yikes.
I got out of there before that one.
Okay, so that's his second time. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15. And he's going to try to grab you, Stock. So go ahead and make a athletics or acrobatics check.
All right. That is a 19.
Okay. You succeed. Make another one for me. And you're making that straight, by the way.
I am. That is a 28.
Okay. Alrighty. That brings us back up to Bleedy McBleederson, who fails. So go ahead and roll Chernobyl for Bleedy McBleederson.
36, 11, only 13.
Wow. But he's still stuck there. Stock, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna go after the guy who tried to grapple me.
Mhm.
And I want to use a fighting spirit to give myself advantages and 10 temporary hit points.
Okay. That erases the temporary hit points that you got from the totem.
Ha! They
Mhm.
were already gone.
They were?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got fucked up thanks to Scott.
Sorry.
I don't think you are.
All right, the first one
God
at
is
this guy.
sorry.
19 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right. And that is 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second one is a 27.
Mhm.
And that is 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And
He falls unconscious.
okay.
Because I remember you said you wanted to do non-lethal damage.
Yep. Ba-bum-bum. And then I will go 5, 10. No, I want to go right there. 15.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
All right, Xanalor.
All right. I'm. So Vendy's no longer restrained.
Correct.
Correct.
But he's still got 2 people down there.
One.
One.
Oh, he's dead. I see it. Okay.
One in a random sea hag.
Got it.
Which we know nothing about, just a sea hag showed up.
Oh, hold up. I gotta do a measurement. Scott, make a DC 11 wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What is my wisdom? That's
Probably not that high because you cast. Oh,
It's a 2. It's a 2.
you are frightened. Okay. Have
Hag?
disadvantage on attacks and cannot move closer to the hag.
Okay.
You can retry that save at disadvantage at the end of your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna point at this guy, Toll the Dead. So wisdom save.
Which guy?
Right in front of me.
Okay. Wisdom save. Meets it, beats it.
Alrighty. Then he's fine.
All right. Anything else for you?
Nope.
Okie dokie. Oh. You know what, Jay? We'll remember for next time. The Death Glare can only be done on targets that are frightened of the hag,
Oh, okay.
but it's okay.
That explains why it's so powerful then.
Right. Yeah, because it requires a save first and then a subsequent save.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You said that was it for you.
Yeah.
All right. Where is that guy? Okay, that guy is still in Chernobyl. Oh boy. All right. Go ahead and roll Chernobyl damage. Is it 4d10?
It's 4d10.
Okay, don't worry about it. He had 4 hit points left.
Okay, well.
So this guy.
This is 26 for the record.
Okay. This guy actually, he turns into ash.
Oh, somebody uses laser weapons in Fallout.
All right. This guy also needs to roll for Chernobyl because he's still a little bit in it. He fails.
12, 18, 26.
All right. He also turns into ash. All right, Bendy.
All right. Vendy is gonna take this scaredy boy and
Do you get affected by your hag's ability?
I do get affected by my hag's ability. Yes.
Really?
It's any humanoid, and Bendy is a humanoid. I could easily wild shape and become immune to it. But it's at the start of my turn, and I gotta figure out how to get my mouse onto the right screen because my computer's being wonky.
Oh, yeah.
And
Xanilor,
I
did you get
passed with
frightened
a
by the hag?
17. Yes.
You did get frightened by the hag, Xanilor?
hmm
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a disadvantaged wisdom saving throw for the end of your turn.
Disadvantage, that's a 2.
Okay, you're still frightened.
Yep. I
Vendy
passed
is
with a 17.
immune. Vendy is now immune for the next 24 hours, which is longer than the sea hag's going to last. Okay, what are you doing for your turn, Vendy?
I'm just going to go towards the frightened guy, and I'm just going to tell him, I'd run away if I were you. You saw what happened to your friend. And end my turn, or no, main action to disengage. And I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, so that my concentration doesn't break.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
All right, sea hag's up.
Sea Hag is going to make a claw attack at the frightened guy.
Okay.
And that will be a d20 plus 5 to hit. For a 7.
That will miss.
All right. Sea Hag will then move 5, 10, 15, 20. Right there and end its turn.
Okay. This guy is going to go off map for another 10 feet.
Mhm. Oh, that's weird. I want to snap to center. So there's that. That's the last one alive. Cool.
Go ahead and roll Chernobyl, just for funsies, Scott, on Bleeding McBleederson, but he's going to succumb to the radiation.
17 total.
Okay. Stock, you're up.
Isn't pretty much everybody dead except for the guy running away?
Yep, but you like to chase off after people and kill them off screen, and so I have to do a shitload of math while you do that.
Except I have 2 points of exhaustion, and my bow is in the middle of Chernobyl. So...
Thank God. So he's gone?
And I am within 30 feet of the hag, so I have to make a frighten check.
Yep.
Well, hold on. Your character isn't a humanoid.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
That's with straight roll, right?
Yeah.
21.
You pass and you're immune to it for 24 hours.
Okay. Then I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, and I want to start tying this guy up.
Okay. All right, so we're actually going to stop there. We'll pick up next time.
How
What's
far
up, Xanilor?
How far away is the guy who's still up?
He's 10 feet off screen.
So it's like 50 feet away?
Yeah.
Can I try to blast him?
Yeah, sure.
I'll do my 2 beams of Eldritch Blast. 12 and an 18.
18 will hit.
I rolled d10s for that. In a minute. Yeah. 13 force damage.
All right.
Is he
Still
still
standing? Yeah. And he's gonna keep running. So he's another So he's 70 feet off screen now.
I'll do another. I have 120 range. What can I think? 17 and 20.
Those will both hit. Stock, make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okie dokie.
6 and 12.
Yep, you drop him out in the middle of the woods.
That's an 11.
Okay. All right. So, Stock, you have tied up the last surviving eraser. Do you drop your concentration on Sickening Radiance?
Yes.
Okay.
I drop concentration on woodland beans, which causes the sea hag to go away.
The whole time
how
I'm
long
tying this
does-
guy up, I'm doing the Rocco monologue from Boondock Saints of how the fuck do you fucking fuck.
That certainly illustrates the diversity of the word.
All right. So, Vendi. Nope. All right. So you guys see the. Oh yeah, Vendi. How long does the bear totem last for? I know I had something to ask you.
It's a great question because I, until recently, forgot I could even do that. It lasts for 1 minute or until I'm incapacitated.
Okay. So that's still up for now.
Mhm.
Okay. So you have tied up the remaining, the sole survivor of your attempted kidnapping. That was gruesome, graphic, and unsettling. And we will pick up next time with the interrogation, I suppose.
And stop cussing out the magical Muppets of moronics. Yeah, the magical Muppets of
Also,
moronics.
whatever horses were on that wagon have long since expired due to Chernobyl.
Oh, shoot.
I forgot they would have been there, but they definitely would not have survived that.
They wouldn't have survived the first round of that.
Probably not.
So, Xanalor, remind me again, why did you think this was a good idea? Because I rolled 2 on all my wisdom checks. That's fair.
Kind of true.
Yeah,
I
so
can't argue
we'll
against that.
we'll pick up there next time. Hopefully next week. I'd love if we would stop having like a month in between sessions, and maybe we can get
Yes.
into a groove and
Great.
whatnot. But
Mhm.
I agree.
Maybe my calculated thoughts will be actually thoughtful.
I mean, it was interesting, and I think Contagion plus Chernobyl is a devastating combination spell.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Like
and I think there's going to be some character developments after that.
I am taking a 2-day nap here.
Considering that apparently we discovered that Vendi, while wanting to directly kill people, has no problem with his summons just doing it.
Yeah, that was
I think Benny was mad.
I think
Vendi was
everybody's mad at
Vendi was
Xanalor
just
right now.
wounded. Vendi was wounded and thinking with the thoughts of a wounded individual.
Well, the thing is, like, I think Vendi understands that he has agency in situations, but trying to control nature, and especially the Feywild, is a fool's errand.
Mhm.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's just one of those, like, we're in a bind here. All right.
All right.
Turns out Xanalor might be rubbing off on him a little bit.
So what are we
Is
doing
that a good
now?
thing? We'll find out. The session is over.
Yeah, I got to get going, guys.
Okay.
Later.
Bye.
See you guys.